I got up and went to take the frame down. I stared hard at the picture. What, Jake said, what is it? It's me and Melissa. It was like her 12th birthday or some birthday anyway, and we were out on the lawn playing with a present her dad gave her. So what? So... She showed me and I passed it on a photograph. It showed me and Melissa in shorts, and between a small black and white kitten. Her present was a cat. Ooh. Chapter 6. Look, a kitty door, Jake pointed out. Where? Marco asked. See the lines of light at the bottom of the regular door? Oh yeah, I wish the moon was out. I can't see a thing. The four of us are cowered behind a hedge that bordered Chapman's lawn. They lived in a pretty normal-looking suburban home. You know, 2 stories, garage, a lawn. Nothing makes you think a person living there is part of a huge alien conspiracy. Let me just ask you this, Marco whispered. Why'd it have to be Chapman? I was afraid before I found he was a controller. You're so not upset about the attention he gave you? Look, if you're going to listen to your CD player math class with an earphone hidden under your hair, you have to remember not to start singing. Yeah, that was a slightly stupid, Marco. I still say he wouldn't give me a whole week's attention if he was totally human. I have a question, Cassie said. How do we get Melissa's cat to come outside? We looked at her. Good question, I admit. I mean, we can hide here in the bushes for a while, but sooner or later neighbors are going to notice. What does the cat look like? Tobias perched on a nearby tree branch. He's close to hear us. I try to remember. Its name is, Fluffer. I remember that much. Fluffer McKitty. You gotta be kidding. Marco, of course. I try to remember back when I used to hang out with Melissa. It's black and white, you know, in patches. I look around. Maybe it's already outside. Tobias spread his wings, swooping silently over our heads and flapped away in the night. Hello, Raz. Good to see you. You know what we need? I said we need another kitty. And we should have thought of that. We had a second cat call it the Fluffer. Marco turned to stare at me. Meow, Fluffer. Come out, meow. Meow, come and play, meow. Tobias morphed a cat early on, didn't he? I asked. Yeah, Jack said his first one. The first morph any of us did. Rachel, you need to remember if you go in there tonight, you need to stay in cat character, I said. Most people just think it's weird if a cat acts strange, but Chapman might be able to guess what's going on if he starts acting uncat-like. So you're saying I shouldn't try to eat with a fork and change the channels on the TV? Everyone laughed quietly and nervously, but it was laughter just the same. Incidentally, I recall hearing a story on Tumblr or something. I recall hearing a story on Tumblr about a cat actually stopping some show that its owner was watching because it just wanted to look at Spock more or something. And it just stared at him for like a good 5 minutes, but apparently it knew where the pause button was, so maybe that's not so outlandish after all, they could change channels. Suddenly Tobias dropped out of the sky and drifted over us in a lazy circle and called down. Got him. He saw down a branch. He was a really amazing animal. We looked at him as a bird and didn't think it was being a boy trapped in there. I mean, the gaze of a hawk and looking right at you was incredibly intimidating. You know, Tobias now had an expression that was totally ferocious. You're kidding, he said. You found Fluffer? Hey, it's easy. Sprouting prey is what I do, or what a hawk does anyway. Actually, it's maybe 6 or 8 cats running around the neighborhood, also 3 dogs and an amazing amount of rats and mice. Rats? Like a Mark's attention. Rats? Here? This is suburbia. I mean, it's a lot better than where I live. They have rats. There are rats everywhere. Rats and mice and all kinds of plump and juicy. He fell silent, embarrassed. Get a grip, Tobias. Don't start eating rats, alright? I don't know if I can have someone eats rats for a friend. Sometimes to Marco it's funny, and sometimes he goes too far. This is one of those times. Shut up, Marco. I ate a live spire, Jake pointed out. Does that mean we can't be friends? Ron his voice could tell he was angry too. None of us knew what Tobias is going through. None of us been morphed more than 2 hours. He'd been a hawk for more than a week. Marco seen and realized he'd been a jerk. Yeah, I guess you're right. Besides, I've been known to eat eggplant, so I guess I can't criticize. It was an apology, or as close as you could get to one. The cat we're looking for was just a half block away. Follow me. He flew up but kept low and we went after him. Even flying at maximum speed is too fast for us to keep up, so we had to circle back again and again. We had a hard time keeping him in sight. This doesn't look too weird, Cassie joked. The four of us ran down the street looking up at the sky. There, Tobias called down. You see that yard with the 2 trees? Yeah, just to our left. That's the one. The cat we're looking for is stalking a mouse right behind the trunk of the nearest tree. Okay, we can't all go trapezing or some stranger's yard. I'll go with Cassie. Mark up the kitty carrier brought along. Don't you need this? Not yet. I'll grab Fluffer and bring him back over here. You guys just stand there looking casual. Cassie and I stepped on a lawn. The house is dark. Maybe no one was home. That'd be good. Go left, suggested Cassie. We circled the tree. Hey, Fluffer, I said in my high-toned animal's voice. Here, kitty, kitty. Remember me? There he is. I see him. I squat down and hold my hand to cat. Hey, Fluffer, Fluffer. It's me, Rachel. Fluffer flattened his ears back along his skull. He looked back from me and Cassie and back again. Come on, Fluffer, it's me. Come on, boy. He's male? He's a tomcat? Yeah, I think so. You think so? Oh, wonderful, Cassie Mom. Please tell me he's been fixed at least. Have you been fixed, Fluffer McKitty? Why do I care? Because pound for pound, Tomcat's like the toughest, most dangerous thing around. Who, Fluffer? My little kitty friend, Fluffer? Even if he's been fixed a male cat out at night in hunting mode, we should have worn gloves. Oh, come on, he's such a sweet cat. To demonstrate just how sweet Fluffer is, I reached out a hand. Hiss! In a movement too fast for my human eyes to see, Fluffer swiped out with one paw. 3 bloody scratches appeared in the back of my hand. Fluffer shot up at the tree. Ow! I stuck my injured hand in my mouth. Gloves would have been a good idea, Cassie said. How are you guys doing? Jake whispered, just loud enough for me to hear him. Oh, wonderful! I'm bleeding and Fluffer's up a tree. Heard Marco giggle. I expected that, but then I heard Jake giggling too. I looked up and saw 2 glittering yellow-green eyes glaring down from the tree. This is supposed to be the easy part. Okay, I figured, okay, we go and get his DNA, then the hard part happens. We have a cat up a tree, Cass said dolefully. You know how hard it is to get a cat down from a tree? I have a plan, I said. Tobias, are you up there? Right above you, but I'm not going to try and snatch an angry cat down from a tree. That's not what I was going to ask. I took a deep breath. This night was going to turn weird real fast. What I need is a mouse. Chapter 7. That could be pretty smart. If they can get some prey down there, maybe the cat will come down. I got something for you, a baby mouse. A mean baby mouse. He keeps trying to bite me. He flew in a low, tight circle overhead, disappearing beneath the tree branches, then reappearing. Are you ready? I took a deep breath and gave a wave. Sure I was. Why wouldn't I be ready to have a hawk hand me a mouse? Just a normal kind of thing to deal with. He flew low and slow. I held out my hands cupped together. With amazing precision and timing, he dropped a mouse in my hands. Don't let it bite you, Cassie warned. Rabies. Wonderful, I muttered. Just another fun aspect of this night. Actually, I was glad for the warning. The mouse was squirming and terror trying to get away. I could feel its tiny little legs scrabbling against my palms. You should all get rabies shots, Cass said. Seriously, I already had mine, but we're going to be handling wild animals. In the meantime, just be careful and keep his teeth away from you. I wasn't planning on feeding him my finger, I said. Hey, wait. She probably opened my hand to get a better look. That's not a mouse, that's a shrew. See, the eyes are too small, and the tail's wrong. That's not a baby mouse, Tobias. It's a full-grown shrew. Okay, so shrews are as big as baby mouses, noted. Is that bad? She shrugged. I don't know, I just know it isn't a mouse. Wait a minute, Walker said, getting a grin. Rachel's gonna become a shrew? How do you know she's changed? How do you become what you already are? Everyone's too nervous to find it very funny. We felt kind of stupid staying around some stranger's lawn playing with rodents. I mean, our times the whole thing just feels insane, you know? Okay, I have to concentrate on acquiring, so everyone shut up. Acquiring is what I caught when you absorb a sample of an animal's DNA. The DNA stuff inside the cell's source serves as a how-to manual for making the animal. When you acquire to think hard about it, focusing on and blocking everything else out, the animal goes kind of limp like in a trance. It takes just about a minute. It was easy to focus on a shrew at its squealing and terror and scoring get out of my hand, but it was gross, definitely gross. I know something really wrong with them, but still, they freaked me out a little. When I was done, I opened my eyes. Okay, little shrew, thanks for the help, you can go now. I'm not sure this is a good idea, Jake said doubtfully. Really? Mark was sarcastic. You're not sure it's a good idea for Rachel to turn into a shrew and lure a vicious cat down from a tree so she can morph into that cat and sneak into the assistant principal's house? What worries you about that plan? Cassie looked worried too. You know, Rachel, usually a cat will play with a mouse for a little bit, but sometimes they don't. They might just go right for the neck bite. The mouse or shrew just dies instantly. Be careful, Rachel, Tobias said. I'll be watching and please be careful. I don't want anything to happen to you. He said it so I could hear. I could tell because no one else reacted. I looked up and winked. I knew he'd see it. I rubbed my hands together. Okay, let's do this. I concentrated on the shrew. The shrew is now part of me. I don't know how it works, but it does. Somehow thanks to the technology, the DNA of the shrew is stored away inside me. It's like having a map to guide me as I transformed. Not that I had a clue how I was able to do it in the first place. The first sensation was of shrinking. It was a long, long trip down from being 5 feet less than an inch tall, like falling, except you can feel the ground at your feet the entire time. That made me nauseous. One minute I was looking at Jake and Marco and Cassie in the face, next minute they were facing me zooming high above me. I was falling down the length of their bodies, like they were huge skyscrapers and I jumped off a roof or something. My outer clothing fell around like a big collapsing circus tent. It was made a slight grinding noise, my backbone collapsed to the size smaller than my little finger. There was a disturbing, not quite pain sensation somewhere that goes with the morphs, like you know it should hurt, but it doesn't. I could feel a tail sprout from my tailbone, a long, hairless one, not at all attractive. My legs collapsed, practically disappeared, they were so small. I was a chubby little ball of fur no more than 2 inches long with 4 tiny feet. Then the fear kicked in. The shrew's fear. It made me so hard began to shake. I rattled with terror. I quaked with terror. I was surrounded. Predators everywhere. I could smell them. I could see them. Huge, looming, slewing creatures staying over me. Rachel, you okay down there? It was Cassie. She lifted the folds of my clothing off me. I heard a voice and sort of understood it, but not more than distant thunder. It didn't really mean anything, not to the shrew. It was looking for a way out. Its brain might terrified, but it was also smart. It was evaluating every possible escape route. It was measuring a distance between 3 sets of legs. One of them moved slightly, and I was off like a shot. Running! Blades of grass seemed to be 6 feet tall. Twigs were like fallen little trees I had to scramble over. My little feet moved at incredible speed. I scooped past a beetle seeming to be as big as a dog. Rachel, I had to get control. I knew they were right. I even sort of understood what they meant, but the terror was so strong. The urge to survive was so powerful. At the same time, there were feelings. Hunger. I smelled nuts. I smelled dead flesh. I could even smell the maggots squirming on the flesh, and I wanted them. I knew it was gross, but I wanted to eat those maggots. Heavy pounding footsteps beside me. I turned sharply and ducked under a bush. The steps were barreling by before stopping and turning back toward me. They were faster than I was, but not as agile. I can get away. I can get away and find that dead-smelling gorge. Rachel, it's Tobias. The shrew's in control. You have to assert yourself. Tell it to stop running. Fear. Hunger. Rachel, listen to me. You're getting away from us. You have to take charge. Fear. Hunger. Run. The grass and twigs and dirt, the low scratchy branches over my head, the smell of food, the smell of a dog that urinated on the bush. More loud footsteps and far rumbling voices yelling. They're trying to catch me, but I was fast. I was smart. But not smart enough. I ran out from under the bush, and like a shadow inside a shadow felt to descend on me. Terror like nothing before swept over. Something deep inside my brain cried out. It was the ultimate fear, the ultimate horror, the enemy I could not defeat. And it was coming for me. Chapter 8. I dodged, but too slowly. Huge talons closed around me and suddenly my little feet are running on air. It's okay, Rachel, it's just me, I have you. The voice in my head, I understood the words. I cut through the terror at last and hold on to that. Relax, Rachel. Hold down, my dim, shrewd eyesight saw a shadow shooting past down below. I have you, Rachel, try to be calm. Think about something human. Think about school. Remember school? School? Yes, I remembered school. Quite suddenly the shrew mind lost the battle for control. It was like a switch had been flipped. I was in charge, I knew who I was. I knew what I was. I'm okay, Tobias, you can set me down. He circled and landed with perfect gentleness on the ground. My talons hurt you? No, I don't think so, I'm fine. You okay, Rachel? Jake's voice. Yes, but that's totally different than an elephant brain or an eagle. They're so calm and mellow compared to this thing. It's like Jake's lizard cat suggested, he has a panic reaction too. The other animals are more kind of like big dominant animals, gorillas, tigers. My horse is skittish too, though. Look, let's just do this and get over it, okay? I'm not enjoying the shrew experience. That was the understatement of all time. I could still smell death and hear thousands of feasting maggots, and to me the sound still meant dinner. I was horribly hungry. Are you sure you'll be able to maintain down there, Marco asked. I saw him peer down me for a million miles up. You still look nervous. Your tail's twitching, your nose is sniffing like crazy. Yeah, no, I'm still nervous. Let's just do this. You have to take me back to the tree where Fluffer is. I don't know what direction it is. Before I could object, he scooped down he reached down and scooped me into his hands. He held me up and looked in my eyes. I had never seen you look lovelier, Rachel. Very cover girl. We're down the block, and Marco sat me down in the bottom of a tree where Fluffer's still hiding. You guys better back off a little. Not too far, we have to get between you and Fluffer fast. Oh, I can kick Fluffer's butt, I said, joking. I guess I feel a little embarrassed having to let the shrew take control of me. Marco said. Cat versus mouse, who would you bet on? Haven't you ever seen Itchy and Scratchy? Cassie said. Mouse, definitely. Besides, she's not a mouse. Let me tell you something, it's no fun sitting in Shrew's tiny body waiting to see whether a huge cat's gonna decide to climb down and kill you. It's one of the least fun things I've ever done. I had the Shrew brain in control, but I didn't change the fact that I was about as scared as a Shrew can be. Between being snatched up by a hawk and now waiting to see if the Shrew's other deadly enemy was gonna attack, I mean, it was definitely a state of panic. She was not a happy Shrew. I was so preoccupied thinking with the Shrew's hunger that I missed what happened next. I didn't even notice I heard a sound of scraping tree bark just an inch over my head. Fluffer was dropping from the air right on top of me and I froze, but Jake and Marco did not freeze. Marco grabbed Fluffer mid-pounce, and he rewarded him with a nasty slash of his claws. Marco yelped and almost dropped the cat. Jake grabbed Fluffer by nape and neck, and Cassie ran up with the animal carrier. The three of them managed to stop the squalling, hissing, slashing Fluffer and carrier and close the door. I was already morphing out of the shrew body as fast as I could. I'm bleeding, Marco cried. We're all bleeding, Cassie said matter-of-factly. I told you guys, kitties can be nasty when you get on their nerves. I was shooting up from the ground, regaining my normal body. Ugh, I'm never doing that morph again, I said as soon as I had a normal tongue. I looked over my shoulder to make sure I just still didn't have that creepy tail. Nothing. I was me again. I was on a morphing outfit with no shoes on, but I was human again. I shuddered. The memory of the shrew's brain and its fear and hunger made my flesh creep. I was fighting a powerful urge to throw up. I felt sick in a way that was mostly in your head. Jake looked at me and shook his head. I should have done it. I should have used my lizard morph to lure it out of the tree. I shook my head. No, that freaked you out. And now you're the one who's freaked out, but don't worry, you'll get over it. Mostly. At least you didn't eat a spider. Yeah, look, I'm just tired, okay? Let's just acquire this pain-in-the-butt cat and get on with this. Are you still up for it? Acquiring 2 morphs in one night? I shouldn't let you do the mouse. Shrew. Whatever, Jake said. He's still guilty. Look, it was my idea. Besides, since when do you let me do things? What are you, my master? I don't think so. Come on. I squared my shoulders and put on a brave face. Let me see how Fluffer likes me when I'm bigger than he is. I guess Fluffer was tired of causing trouble. He was actually asleep in the cat carrier, sleeping when nothing was going on. Typical cat. He even purred when I acquired him. Yeah, it is pretty typical of cats. When I was done, I noticed Cassie smiling at me. What, I asked her. I was just thinking you look at the same old Rachel, but now you also have an elephant, shrew, eagle, and cat inside you. That's 4. That's more than any of us. She was thoughtful. We don't know how much of this morphing thing, but I wonder if there's a limit how many morphs you can do. I guess we'll find out, Marco said darkly. Probably at the worst possible time. I wonder if they were right. It was definitely a strange, powerful feeling to want to become 4 very different animals. Strange and powerful and disturbing. I had animals that ate each other, and it wasn't a good image. Suddenly I felt exhausted. Look, guys, I acquired Fluffer now. Maybe we should do this tomorrow night? I don't know if I'm at my best right now. Another night, Jake agreed. He looked relieved. I think he was worried about me. That's the way Jake is. I guess we can let Fluffer go now. She opened a carrot and a cat climbed out cautiously. You watched him run off in the night. Probably going up to kill your shrew, Marco speculated. The idea of me shred her all over again. Yeah, he didn't have to mention that. Chapter 9. Screaming. Wake up, Rachel, wake up! Ah! Oh. I sat up, I was gasping for air. It was dark, but I could just make out Jordan's face. She was shaking me awake. I felt my face, eyes, lips, nose. I pat myself down frankly. Human? I was human. No fur, no tail, human. The details of the dream came rushing back to my consciousness. Oh no, I moaned. I threw the covers and stole my feet. I staggered toward the bathroom door. The bathroom connects to my room, the room Jordan and Sarah share. I tried turning on the light but missed a switch. I dropped my knees in front of the toilet and threw up. Jordan kept saying, "Are you alright, Rachel? Are you alright? I better get Mom." No, I said as soon as I could talk. No, I'm fine. Don't wake Mom up. Fortunately, little Sarah can sleep through anything. I brushed my teeth and drank some water. I looked sheepishly at Jordan. She looked nothing like me. I guess I looked more like my dad, and Jordan was like a smaller version of my mom with dark hair and dark eyes. She looked pretty scared. I'm okay, I said again. It's just a bad dream. It made me a little sick is all, but I'm fine. Jordan relaxed a little. It must have been some dream. I guess so, but I can't remember it now. You know how it is. Dreams fade away so you can't even remember them. Unfortunately, that's true. I wished I could remember my dreams. I can't believe you just forget a dream made you scream and hurl. I shrugged. I've never been good at remembering them. You better get back to bed. She looked at me solemnly. I know your little sister by 2 years, but you tell me something bad was happening, right? I mean, I won't tell Mom or anyone. You could trust me. I smiled and drew in a hug. I know I can trust you. If anything goes on, I'll tell you. It was a lie, of course, and a lie made me feel even worse. I trusted Jordan. I knew in my heart she was a controller. Of course, that's just what Jake said about Tom. I knew my sister a little closer. Hated the way suspicion had crept in every part of my mind. Hated the way I wasn't sure, not really totally sure I could trust her. Good night, I said. Thanks for rescuing me from that nightmare, whatever it was. She started to walk away. She turned and lit from behind the garish bathroom light. Before he started screaming, you were yelling something. What? I asked, afraid of the answer. She looked puzzled. I think it was maggots? Something like that. I forced a shaky smile. Good night, Jordan. I curled back in my bed. The pillow was soaked with sweat and the sheets were clammy. Maggots. Squirming, crawling, busy little white maggots. They're all over a piece of rotting meat and fur. In my dream, it was a dead cat covered with vermin eating decayed flesh. A shrew was getting on the feast, eating the dead flesh and the living maggots with equal enjoyment. In my dream, I knew. I was that shrew. Spoopy doopy. You look tired, Jake said the next morning. We took the same bus to school. Thanks, said Grumbly. Did you get enough sleep last night? I guess not if I look as bad as you say. I didn't say you look bad, I just said you look tired. He hesitated. He glanced over his shoulder trying to see if anyone else was listening. Fortunately, a noise level was pretty high on the bus. He lowered his voice and leaned closer. You didn't get creeped out by the shrew, did you? Why? Just one of the girl you think would bother me more than it bothered you or Marco? No, it's just, see, when I did the lizard more that bothered me. I had these nightmares. Nightmares? Said too loudly. Then I lowered my voice back to a whisper. Nightmares? Oh yeah, when I'm hiding a morph tiger I had dreams too, but not nightmares. What kind of dreams? He smiled. Kinda cool, really, like stalking through a dark forest at night. I was hunting something. Like I wanted to catch it, but at the same time it was kinda like if I didn't catch it, that'd be okay too. But it was just the running and creeping and then running some more for the woods is the best thing in the world. I nodded. I feel like that they're an elephant morph. This incredible feeling of being huge and invincible, like I'd never be afraid of anything. But the shrew was different, wasn't it? Like with the lizard. I guess different characters and animals. Maybe some are good matches for human brains and some aren't. I looked out the window for a while and I said, you know what scares me? I'm surprised you not. Yeah, you're afraid someday I might have to morph into bugs. I shuddered. I don't think I'd be willing to do that. I think that may be too much. Well, your next assignment's a cat. Tobias the cat. He said it's really cool. He said he liked it. Just like I would enjoy being a dog. Sometimes I'm feeling depressed. I just wish I could morph. Dogs know how to have fun. Dogs are cute. The bus pulled in front of the school. Another day of school, normal life. And I looked over a crowd of kids milling around the lawn of steps, and I spotted Melissa. See you later, Jake. Thanks. No problem. We're all in this together. I made way down this bus aisle and ran to catch up Melissa, but when I got close I saw her eyes were red and swollen. She'd been crying. I didn't know what to do, and the oldest would run up to her and ask what's the matter. Hey Melissa, how's it going? She showed me confused. What? I said, how's it going? She shook her head slowly. She couldn't believe I was even asking. What do you care? Melissa, of course I care. What's wrong? Her eyes went kind of blank, like she'd been looking at nothing but air right in her face. In front of her face. What's wrong? Everything's wrong. And nothing is wrong, but everything is wrong. Melissa, what are you talking about? Forget it. She started to walk away. I grabbed her arm. Look, you can talk to me. I'm still your friend. Nothing's changed. Leave me alone, she said grimly. Everything's changed. Everyone's changed. You stopped being my friend, my mom and dad. What? The bell rang louder, loud and shrill. I have to go. She pulled my arm away. What could I do? I let her go. I wonder what she started to say about her dad. Had she discovered where her father was? What he'd become? I went to a separate school, my head lowered in thought. I opened the school door and I ran right into someone. Hey, watch where you're going, young lady. Mr. Chapman, I recalled in fear. So you have to realize this man wants to direct a Harbinger soldier to kill us if he caught us. Kill us and save the heads for identification. It's the kind of thing that sticks with you. Hear me. Something the matter, Rachel? A little jumpy this morning? Yes, sir, I didn't sleep too well. Bad dreams? Mouth dry. I guess so, Mr. Chapman. He smiled, a normal human smile. His eyes even crinkled up as he grinned down at me. Well, shake it off. Nightmares aren't real, you know. At least not most of the time, I said to myself. He knows and he's toying with her? I guess that's one possibility, but, well, we'll see. Chapter 10. We couldn't go down to Chapman's the next night because Mark and I had papers to write, and then after that was Cassie's dad's birthday. But finally they were there in the street outside Chapman's house. It was a little before 8. Fluffer was out of the house smelling a fence post full of like silver when her cat left his scent. At least as Tobias reported. I'm just guessing, I think like Marco. Yeah, that's a way to look at it. I can definitely see that being the case. But at the same time, if he did know, why would he say anything now at all? Why give any sort of hint? But we'll see. It may just be in his character. Are you ready, Jake asked me? I nodded. Are you sure, I said? You can put this off if you want. We don't have to do this tonight. Sooner the better. We all know something's wrong in the house. Melissa's still my friend. Maybe somehow I can help her. Your job isn't to help her, Margaret pointed out. You're supposed to be spying on Chapman. You're supposed to be finding some way to for us to get the Earth so we all turn into wild animals and get ourselves killed. I know why I'm doing this, Marco. He nodded. Okay, well, take care of yourself. That's an assistant principal you're dealing with. He finds out you turned into a cat and got sneaking around. It'll be after school detention for a year. We all laughed as if detention was a thing I had to fear. Mark can be obnoxious, but on the other hand, he can make you laugh right when you really need to. I'm ready, I said. I waved my arms in the dark sky above. Tobias swooped down, opened his wings slow as speed, and settled on a fence beside us. How does it look up there, Tobias? Looks fine. Cat's nowhere near the house. No one out walking around except way over on Longden Street. There's a couple of cars not coming towards you. You know, you'd have a future in Berkeley, Marco said. You and I could burglarize places and Jake can be all Spider-Man and catch us. Okay, I'm ready to do this, I announced, as ready as I'm going to get anyway. Tobias sent me a private message. Rachel, you get in any trouble, just try and make it outside. I can lift you out of any danger. I prepared to morph. I focused on Fluffer. It was easy to do. I had a very clear image of him dropping down that tree ready to kill me. It's on my own body the DNA was stored ready to be used, and all I do is concentrate. Concentrate. Each morph is different, especially the first, where you can't even think about controlling how it begins. Even Cassie can control the first time. In the case of Fluffer, it started with fur. Black fur came first, and white fur began to grow. The fur was completely grown in when I was still mostly human. I had fur on my arms, on my legs, and my face. Fur and whiskers, everything else pretty much the same. Oh, that's cool, Cassie said, staring at me and grinning his huge grin. That's way a little cool, you look great. Marco and Jesse nodded agreement. It's kind of weird, but also pretty, Marco said. I think you can do commercials or cat food. You sing that song, maybe dance a little. Forget Morris the cat, you'd rule. I think he's referring to that that commercial where they go, meow, 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 meow. You know the one, I'm sure. I began to shrink. It was strange as shrinking my outer clothing flared off me. I didn't feel like it was getting smaller. I felt like I was getting stronger. Like I was shedding all this unnecessary stuff on these clumsy long legs and ridiculous weak arms. I felt like I'd been boiled down to essentials. Like I wasn't even made out of flesh and bones. I felt like I was liquid steel. I didn't feel the fear of the shrew. I didn't feel the total confidence of the elephant or the eagle. It was different. There's fear, sure, but underneath that fear was confidence. The cat knew they were enemies, but he also knew he could handle it. I felt tough. That was it, tough. Then the cat's senses started sending messages in my brain. Whoa, I yelled surprised. Suddenly it isn't nighttime anymore. I mean, wow, talk about night vision. A cat's vision at night's about 8 times stronger than a human's. I looked it up. 8 times? Mark repeated, not 7 or 9? How do they measure that? Fair point, actually. I have no idea. But But it wasn't how well I saw it was strange, just what I noticed. A human being will notice colors, for example. Now a cat can see these, but he isn't interested in colors. Like, okay, that thing's red, who cares? What cats notice is movement. If anything moves even a tiny bit, they see it. I was standing there in the grass looking around my big cat eyes, saw nothing but movement. I saw every blade of grass that moved in the breeze. I saw every bug that crawled around those blades of grass. I saw every bird in the trees that fluffed its wings. And boy, did I see mice and squirrels and rats. There's a mouse more than 20 feet away. I could see the whiskers on his little snout as they twitched. Things that weren't moving were boring to me. If the cat's mouse stayed completely still, I'd forget he's even there. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Might explain why freezing as a fear response. How are you doing, Jake asked me. I had no trouble hearing his voice, but it was irrelevant, had no meaning. The mouse was making tiny little scritching sound as working those teeth around a nut trying to chew it open. I cared about that sound. I cared about it a lot. And that kind of explains why cats just ignore when people are trying to tell them something. I assume they can understand what you're saying to a degree, but they don't care, I guess. Rachel can hear, this is me, Cassie. Yeah, I hear, just can't seem to concentrate too well. There's so many other things to hear and see and smell. Well, at least she's not running around out of control. And suddenly I sensed something over my head, a shape, a shadow, a figure. Lightning quick, I turned my head. My ears flattened back against my skull. The hair on my back stood up and my tail puffed out to 3 times its normal size. My claws extended, I drew back my mouth and showed my teeth. All of it happened in a split second. I was ready for battle. Whatever was attacking me, I wanted to know, be sorry I'd ever messed with Fluffer McKitty.